What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Gameweek 24 podcast, episode number 54. I'm joined with Roy today, who's just come after football practice, and hopefully, if he does seem to be struggling at times to speak, it's because of that. How are you doing so far?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for the training.
Yeah.
Just a bit disappointed from this morning's result.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it, or do we just skip it?
No, I mean everyone saw the game, so there's nothing really to talk about.
Yeah.
We sort of just mistakes, right?
Yeah.
You make mistakes in these type of games, you get punished.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think it's the Tomiyasu one was the main mistake that I kind of see. I thought the others were probably okay. The Grealish one was probably a well crafted goal, maybe. Could have been.
No, it was coming from a mistake.
That's because the defense
Gabriel,
moved.
I think.
Yeah, the defense moved all towards the left. Grealish opened as well, and also because Gabriel didn't win that tackle.
No, it's not that. It's way before that. I think it's Gabriel's try to pass to in midfield.
Yeah.
On the left hand side, pass to nobody. City got the ball there.
Yes.
Then they counter attack. So both goals are a mistake. The first one is bad.
Yeah, first one was actually bad. That you can't do that.
If you watch the game, he looks very shaky from the start. Yeah. There's 2 or 3 bad passes. Before he made that mistake. What can you do? I mean, he's a good player, but I think it's the occasion sort of got to the players. I think playing Tomiyasu in hindsight might not be a good idea.
Yeah, because Ben White had a really good game, I thought, against Brentford.
Exactly.
Was creating a lot of chances as well down that right-hand side, which usually he hasn't done as much as well before. Or at least I don't know from the games I've watched of Arsenal. But he was very attacking that game, the Brentford game. So I was a bit shocked to see that he got dropped. Now, that might have been, I guess, you want to kind of like contain Grealish. And I'm not sure if Tomiyasu is slightly better defending compared to Ben White.
Well, the result shows clearly not.
Yeah. But yeah, that was mistakes happen, I guess.
The issue is Tomiyasu hasn't been starting for a long time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, put him in a big game like this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Anyway, we just move on. I mean, I think we still got the upper hand. We still got a game in hand. See how we go. We just need to pick up 3 points next game.
Yep. So are you willing to make the prediction? Or
I actually think clearly I want Arsenal to win the league, right?
Yeah.
I still think we can.
Yeah.
I still think it's a 50-50. Yeah. I still think it's 50-50.
All right. We will see how it goes then. Should be a few interesting weeks ahead. Especially once Europe kicks in as well. So we will see.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Having said all that, let's get straight into Gameweek 24. Now, I don't have stats per se because I don't know how many people are actually going to make transfers this week. A lot of people will probably look to roll transfers ahead of double Gameweek 25, but we will kind of like touch on maybe the teams and the fixtures. Obviously, Arsenal opening kickoff against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, I guess, good manager, bit of a shaky performance in terms of form. Can score goals, but not really keeping clean sheets at the same time. What do you see happening from this game?
I think Arsenal get to the point that they have to win now.
Yeah.
So it's back against the wall, and I don't see Arsenal losing or drawing this game. We have to win. It's simple as that. Everyone knows, all the player knows. We messed up against City, and Arsenal will win. I'm quite confident with that.
And Ben White most likely back as well in the starting.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Not sure about Thomas Partey though.
Is he sick or?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I need to find out.
Okay. So we'll have to wait and see with that. But I don't think Jorginho was too much of a like. He did pretty decently.
He wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't
exactly.
Bad. It was quite good actually.
But I guess if you lose your best player in midfield, it is still going to kind of affect you. So Arsenal definitely. Now the thing with this is, I wanted to ask, Now, Saka was probably the only Arsenal player who hauled from FPL perspective. Everyone else really didn't deliver. Ben White was like, before the clean sheet got wiped out, he was on a 9-point haul. But like, if you didn't have Saka, would you move out maybe an Odegaard? I guess Martinelli. Okay, I'll come to Martinelli soon. But would you move out any of the Arsenal players to bring in Saka ahead of for at least Gameweek 25?
100%.
Okay.
I would. If you don't have Saka, get Saka in.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on penalty, and he's the only one seems like creating chances at the moment.
Agree.
Yeah, Eddie Nketiah missed 2 good chances in this game. Really, he should really have taken those 2, the headers.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the game itself, is the magnitude of the game kind of throw him off maybe. But yeah, if you don't have Saka, get Saka in.
Yeah, the thing with Nketiah is I'm happy to kind of keep him because the chances were good. I mean, he should have put those chances away or at least got on target, especially the second one that I thought.
The first one, actually, before they scored their first goal, he's got that free header.
Yes,
that was
also there.
Relatively easy header. Yeah, by the look of it.
Yeah, and even the second one was like far post. He could have got that in. Then there was the other one that went across goal as well, which he couldn't slide into in time as well.
He was offside in that one anyhow.
Yeah. But yeah, chances did come to him, so I'm happy to kind of keep him and wait. Martinelli though, now he's managed to outscore Odegaard, even though he played less minutes. But he's not really offering anything. Same as Odegaard as well at the moment.
I think he needs Jesus to come back to start producing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
He needs someone to play the 1-2s and some combinations with him.
Yeah.
As the striker. But I don't think Eddie's doing that with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want to see Trossard and Martinelli play at the same time.
So Trossard more centrally or?
Trossard on the left, Martinelli in the middle. So give Eddie a rest.
Yeah, okay.
I really would like to see that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we will.
Yeah.
I think Trossard and him are just going to keep switching.
Yeah.
Trossard might get a start.
Yeah, that's what it might happen in this game. We don't know. It's possible. Because Trossard has looked good when he's come on.
Yes.
Every time.
100%.
Yep.
So that might happen.
Yep. All right. So Martinelli is a sell. Saka is a definite buy at all cost at this point, I would say as well.
Yeah.
Abdul Rahman, welcome to the chat. Says if White played, game would have been different, probably. But now nothing we can do about it. But we do agree that Ben White will most likely be back in the starting lineup. Then, okay, so that's Arsenal. Aston Villa, I think you can kind of wait. I don't really see the fixtures, even if you look at the fixtures. They got Arsenal in 24, Everton 25, good fixture. Crystal Palace, bit of an odd one for that.
Oh, Everton away is not good fixture.
Oh yes, this is away. Okay, under Sean Dyche, maybe not. Previously under Frank Lampard, yes. But then again, Lopetegui is not Lopetegui, sorry. Unai Emery. A pretty decent manager as well, so you never know. But yeah, it will be a much more harder fixture now. Given that Sean Dyche, we know what he's capable of. Then Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Bournemouth. So I don't know. It's a very interesting run of fixtures. Maybe Bournemouth is the easier one out of all of that. But for now, I probably wouldn't look at Aston Villa at the moment, to be honest.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But you got to think about for game week 25, people's going to go with the teams that's got double game week.
Yeah, so we'll prioritize that.
You typically don't have room for any Villa players.
Yeah, exactly. Agree. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, we'll look at the double game week players then. Brentford, Crystal Palace. Now, obviously, Brentford are blanking, but they do double in 27. Now, this kind of presents, I guess, a slight problem for managers who have like Tony, who are kind of like mixed, whether you sell Tony and bring him back or whether you bench him. The other thing I'll mention is Tony is on, I think, 8 yellow cards right now. And if he gets 10 yellow cards, he's suspended the next game. So that is also there to kind of consider. And you never know, Crystal Palace and Fulham before the double. I won't be surprised.
I think if you already have him, maybe just keep him, put him on the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't get him now, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough. I would probably agree as well. I'll just wait and see until game week 27 to see whether you can get how many yellow cards he's away from suspension as well. Palace, on the other hand, I wouldn't advise on anyone at the moment.
No. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Brighton, Fulham. Same thing like Brentford. Mitoma. If anyone has Mitoma, I think you have Mitoma, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yes. What are you doing? Benching?
Oh, I'm keeping him for now. Yeah, keeping him because they've got double game week coming up as well.
Yes, they do in 27. Leeds and Crystal Palace. Very good double game week.
Yeah. So I'm keeping him on the bench and for 25, and I think he's good. He's really good, right? he's been scoring points for
post World Cup
for the really managers. Good.
Yeah. Mitoma also someone to probably keep if you have. If you don't have, I think you can get him in 26. To be honest, West Ham is not a bad game to get him in for. True. So Mitoma good. Anyone else from Brighton? Anyone else from Brighton?
What about McAllister? I think his position is a bit more like push forward.
The number 10 kind of. Yeah. He hasn't been delivering with the points, but his position is good.
But he's creating chances.
Yeah.
And he actually had chances himself.
Yep.
I think I heard the podcast the other day. He created about 3 or 4 chances, clear scoring chances last game, but just couldn't convert.
Yeah. So we can actually look at this because the FPL side has improved drastically over the last day or so. They have now added XG and expected assists, expected goals. So McAllister had 1.32 expected goals in game week 23 against Crystal Palace, which is pretty good to be honest. So yes, playing in a more advanced role, which is probably a good sign for managers. The question is whether he gets points. The other thing I want to mention is Estupinan has also been kind of taking over with points defensively, very attacking fullback. So he's also not a bad option for anyone looking for Brighton defensive options, that is. Fulham, I guess no one really to talk about. If you have Fulham, keep them because they're playing in double game week. I mean, they're playing in the blank in game week 25. So Andreas Pereira, if anyone has. Chelsea, Southampton. Now, obviously not blanking. Not doubling, but not blanking as well. Even not blanking in game week 28, which is another thing to kind of consider, depending on your chip strategy.
But who would you get though?
The one
Chelsea
on form right now is Felix.
Yeah, true.
And a differential, kinda. Would I recommend at the moment? Probably not, because I think people will want to target the doubles. And Felix is 7.5 forward.
He's a striker.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So it depends on your situation in terms of who you're going to go for.
Yeah, that makes it hard.
But apart from that, I don't really look at any other Chelsea player. Probably Kepa aside, I think Kepa probably a good option.
Kepa is good, yeah.
Yeah. But apart from that, I probably don't look at anyone and go.
What about James? James has been playing.
He has, but they're not really keeping clean sheets every time as well. Maybe they're keeping clean sheets, but I don't know, because I look at James and I'm going, I kind of want to focus on some of the double game week defenders for the moment.
Sure.
But James is not a bad option. Even Badashil is not a bad option. I think Badashil might be slightly better, given that he's not in the Champions League squad. And so he's not in the Champions League squad for Chelsea, but he will be playing in the Premier League games. And Badashil.
But since they don't have double game week, there's no point getting them.
Yeah. So defensive wise, I probably wouldn't look. Attacking Joe Felix, no, not a bad option to be honest. Because he can always return, even at striker. If he scores a goal, 3 bonus points are very likely.
Well, they play against Southampton. That's the worst team in the league.
Yes, that's the thing. Good opportunity for him, but yeah, we'll see how he does, to be honest. Everton Leeds. Now, I bought in Tarkowski last week. This week against Liverpool. Hit the post, and then Liverpool go and score. Unfortunate circumstances, but it is what it is. But they do double in 25. They don't blank in 28 as well, which is a good thing. And in 26, they have Forest. 27, Brentford might be a tough one, to be honest. Chelsea will be a tough one as well. But in 26, they have Forest. 25, Aston Villa and Arsenal. Two, I would say, Aston Villa will be a very interesting. At home, it might be a better fixture for Everton. Arsenal will be a tough fixture. But Tarkowski, I think 4.2 million. Pretty decent option. Apart from that, would you look at anyone else from Everton? Or just...
No, I can't really. I mean, their set pieces are pretty decent. So I think, yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah. Fair enough.
They can't seem to score from elsewhere.
Not at the moment, no. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah. Talking about teams that can't score, Leeds, high XG numbers, just can't find the net for some reason. So which I think maybe Tarkowski isn't a bad option to start this week, given that Leeds are actually struggling to find the net. But they do create a lot of Leeds, so that might be an issue. But then Everton at home, I kind of favor Everton at the moment.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. And then shout out to VL as well. And he asked how we ended up on. I think the ranks are on, unfortunately, small red arrows for both of us at the moment.
Both of us, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was green.
Tiny red, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
But the panel team is doing really well, and we'll get to that, so you guys will see that later.
What effort is on the panel team?
The panel team has some juju on them, magic juju. It's doing really well. I don't know why, but yes, that kind of shows you, like, if we had like a really good wildcard team in Gameweek 17, it's doing crazy things. All right, Forest versus Manchester City. Now, this one, obviously City playing away. Champions League fixture against RB Leipzig next week. I guess probably the final game for KDB if you have KDB. Because I think for Salah in 25 probably makes the most sense at the moment. But captaincy, Haaland, would you still put it on Haaland, or?
You're gonna have to, isn't it? He will. You think he will play?
I'm thinking
he has
so. I don't know.
Play. Surely he has to play. I hope he doesn't play for Arsenal's sake, but I think he will. It's just too hard not to pick him.
Yeah,
but if he doesn't play, though,
he
will not come on, isn't it? So if you captain him,
probably, but you never know with Pep.
Just pick a vice captain.
Yeah, you never know with Pep. That's the thing. I don't know.
If he doesn't start, he can't see, unless they're losing or drawing.
Yeah,
I can't see him coming on.
If
they win 3-0 half time, there's no point.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm slightly tempted by Rashford at home. Slightly.
Against Leicester.
Just given the home record that he's on in terms of scoring. Slightly tempted, but we'll have to see. It'll depend on the Barcelona game as well and see how they perform. But yeah, I'm leaning slightly more towards Haaland, but tempted with that's probably mainly to do with my rank as well, slightly. I'm trying to catch up points, so I'm like trying to find slight places of differential, some backfiring, some working out, but yeah, kind of considered it. But apart from that, you keep your City assets, defensive assets though. Do you have any City defenders? No.
No, I don't.
Yeah, the total minefield I would kind of avoid at this point, to be honest. City defense. That's it. Forest, probably no one really recommend to be honest. They're not doubling or anything per se as well. So I'd probably ignore Forest at the moment. And now this is a question for Wolves, Bournemouth. Now there's a question from VL. Do I start Bueno or Martinez, and Kulusevski or Mitrovic? So Bueno got benched in the last 2 games, came on in the second half of the last game. And today afternoon, I spoke to FPL Black Wolf for Scout the Gameweek for Fantasy Football Scout, and he's a Wolves fan. And he was like, it's a total. It's like Pep Guardiola 2.0. Basically, rotation all over the place. With regards to Wolves, so it's very hard to tell which Wolves players you might want. But we have a slight feeling that maybe Bueno might start against Bournemouth. So I'm kind of tempted by Bueno against Bournemouth. Because if he does start, I mean, there is a possibility they keep a clean sheet. Wolves have been performing slightly better in the last few weeks. Bournemouth, on the other hand, not really performing that great. So between Bueno and Martinez, I'll probably start Bueno, especially given the fact that Leicester are attacking so much that I don't know about Martinez starting. Especially with the Barcelona game after that as well.
True. When is that game?
Which
When's
one?
The Europa League game.
So tomorrow and then again next week, I think. So I don't know if Martinez may or may not start the Leicester game. I don't know. I wouldn't risk it.
I think Martinez will play. The
Leicester game?
Really good. Yeah, he will play, I think.
Probably. Yeah. So we'll have to see. He won't start the Barcelona game because he's suspended for this week. But he will be back for the next week's Barcelona game. So maybe he might actually play to get some minutes in the leg because he didn't start the last game as well. So we will see with that. But yeah, don't mind playing Bueno as well. But there is the possibility of minutes problem.
Well, play them both.
Possible. Depends on your defense, I guess. Yeah. So that's between Bueno and Martinez. There's a question with Kulusevski or Mitrovic. I think we'll get to Kulusevski when we get to Spurs as well. But that's Wolves. In terms of Wolves midfield attack, I guess that is also apparently a minefield. Apart from maybe Ruben Neves, who's he's playing a bit more forward these days. So it's probably something you might want to monitor against Bournemouth as well and see, because they do have a double in 25 against Fulham and Liverpool, both away games though, which is a bit of a problem. Which I'm not really. I think both Fulham and Liverpool. I mean, Fulham, I know they're slightly better at home, so a bit of a problem in that.
Yeah. But also away games, tough games.
Yeah, that's what. So not the most convinced on Wolves assets for double game in 25. I don't mind one. If you have Bueno, I'd keep him. But yeah, I don't know about the attacking. I think you'll have to wait and see. Maybe watch the Bournemouth game and decide on that, I guess. Thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you already have Wolves players, keep them for the 25. If not, I think that's better asset than getting Wolves players.
All right, on to Newcastle versus Liverpool. And Easy Shark, welcome to the chat, says, the week I sold Almiron, he had good points. Yes, the week I benched Almiron also, he had good points. Roy managed to start Almiron and got his 10 points.
I know.
Roy, what is this magic crystal ball that you have that tells you when to get good players? Okay.
I had no choice. It's just the one I had to pick.
Okay, fair enough. Damn, I wish I had that position.
I benched Shaw as well, just remember.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay. How did you bench Shaw and start Almiron? I would have done the opposite, but anyways, it is what it is. Liverpool did score 2 goals. Maybe kind of gifted in one way in terms of Pickford opening the goal for Salah slightly, I would say. But scored both on the counter. I thought before they scored, Everton were slightly a decent team as well, giving them good enough competition. But now you could say maybe that gives them confidence going to this game. This might be a tough game, to be honest. We'll see how they do. But you've got Darwin and Robertson, so you're kind of well set up already for the double.
I'm keeping them, but I might have to bench 1 or 2 because I don't see them getting too much out of the game. Having said that, Newcastle hasn't been that consistent and scoring themselves.
Yeah, and defensively they started to slightly leak goals as well. Yes.
I think they seems to be coming off a little bit.
Yeah. So
this is a tough one.
Yeah.
You could go either way.
Yeah.
I just think you could go either way.
Yeah. I won't be surprised with 1-1 draw as well from this game. The thing is, with Salah, I guess KDB to Salah or anyone to Salah in Gameweek 25.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You have to, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. He's going to be one of the most captained alongside Saka, which is why I think Saka is also a must get at all cost kind of thing. I think you need to have both of them for 25.
Yeah.
Would you? So you will probably triple up on Liverpool then. Now, for those who don't have Liverpool triple up, or don't have any Liverpool players like myself, would a triple up of Liverpool be fine, or I guess double up of Liverpool, depending on the situation, probably, I guess.
Do you think people might use free hit for game week 25?
That is also something I think we need to talk about, like the chip strategy. Because let's actually bring that up now. So there is depends on this. Now I've seen a few chip strategy ideas floating around, and the latest one is actually, let me bring this up because I saw it on Scout, and let me share it for everyone else as well, because they might be useful for this. How do I get this up? I think. Okay, so this is on Fantasy Football Scout, and chip strategy discussion. Oh no, these guys can't see it. Rip. But basically, let me just read it up for you guys. Strategy 1 involves a wildcard in Game Week 27, free hit in Game Week 28, and a bench boost in Game Week 34. That makes sense.
Well, very specific.
Yeah, so let me bring back the slides because that'll help the others. So basically, wildcarding in Game Week 27 to try and target these doubles of the Brighton Brentford assets. And then you free hit in 28 because there's going to be blanks.
Yeah.
And then you bench boost later in 34, which is where I probably need to update this one, but you're expecting a major double game week somewhere there around that time.
Oh, okay.
So that is kind of the situation. This is from Lego Barney this time, but this is quite a lot of information going on, so I'll go back to Ben Krelin's one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that is, but the only thing with that strategy is if you're going to wildcard in 27, you're basically committing to the game week 25 moves of tripling up on Liverpool. Because this kind of helps you in the fact that if Liverpool don't have a game in 28, then you can also move your Liverpool assets out. If they do have a game in 28, then you don't really have to move your Liverpool assets out. So the game in 28 depends if they play Fulham or not. That's the thing. So this is, I guess that's the kind of advantage you get. You can load up on Brighton and Brentford assets. And then because they blank in 28, you can free hit them.
Yeah.
And then obviously in 34, you can bench boost if you wanted to. The only thing with this is, I think you don't get information with regards to cup games in 32. And also the Liverpool game in 28. I don't think you get that information properly.
Until a bit later.
Yeah. And the cup games in 32 could differ. So you won't be able to fully prepare for that. Because it'll depend on what happens in 28. So you'd have already wildcarded by then. That's the only con of this, but it seems like the most popular move at the moment amongst people on Twitter, at least.
I think at this stage, probably the advice is don't use any chips until things are a bit clearer. Yeah,
I think you gotta wait till 25 where FA Cup games are going to go on and see what happens.
Yeah.
But then the thing with that is your commitment towards Liverpool players will vary. So you'll have to decide on how much risk you want to take with that Liverpool double in 25. But for you, you're already on double Liverpool, so it doesn't matter because
for me, it's easy. Easy decision. I just need to get triple Arsenal, triple Liverpool, and that's it.
Yeah. For those who don't have Liverpool assets, then that's the decision they'll probably have to make. So that's one of the strategies. There are others with regards to a bench boost in 27 because you have Brighton and Brentford, and you'll also have like good teams playing against good fixtures. Arsenal play Fulham, City play Crystal Palace, Liverpool play Bournemouth, United play Southampton. So all the single game week teams also have really good fixtures, which is why they're like, okay, bench boost in 27 could be a good fixture as well because you have good single game week teams and you can load up in Brentford and Brighton as well. That's another possible situation with a wildcard in 29 and then a free hit in 32 to handle the 32 blanks. Now the problem with this is 28 might be a minefield. that you might have, I guess the idea with this is you bench boost in 27, you dead end your team in 28, and then you walk out a fresh team in 29. Which kind of makes sense. And you are able to target the doubles in 29 as well, maximize your output from the doubles in 29. So those are the current chip strategy decisions, at least the more favorable ones at the moment.
So don't use any chips now.
Not now. But 25, after 25, we'll have a very better idea of what goes on. So that's the current situation. Moving back to fixtures, United Leicester. Now, Shaw on the bench for you. I think you still probably play him this week and then sub him out, transfer him out, or even are you going to transfer him out before that?
Transfer who?
Shaw.
Yeah, I think I'm just keeping Rashford as the only United player. So maybe I'm just thinking how I'm gonna, because I need to get Salah and Saka in, so that they're all midfield. So I might have to keep him.
Yeah, that's something I guess people have to decide on. There will be situations where everyone like, okay, maybe have to move Rashford out. Depends on this is completely squad structure dependent. Now, I just missed a question from Easy Shark. I double up but not triple on Liverpool. Nunes/Gakpo, and then Jota if he starts Newcastle, and Salah. Don't think I'm getting TA. Liverpool defensively lately have been meh. Kind of agree. But you never know. It's good fixtures for Liverpool though. Crystal Palace and Wolves are two good fixtures for Liverpool defensively as well.
Yeah. You just feel like Nunes has got to score at some point, right?
He gets so many chances.
I know.
I don't know how he doesn't score, but yes.
Surely there'll be one game he just smash 5 or something. It has to happen.
We'll have to see. I don't know, but he gets so many chances. It's just crazy how the amount of chances he gets. Okay, so United Leicester. I guess Rashford, this game could start opportunity. I am still tempted by slightly captaining, but I'll see depending on the Barcelona game, obviously. Just to make sure no injuries or anything. And also maybe depending on press conferences. You never know Pep Guardiola whether he says, oh, Alvarez is going to start. Okay, cool.
No, he's not going to tell you nothing.
Yeah, that's also true. But you just hope, you never know.
Don't believe anything he said.
Yeah, fair enough. I would have loved if this Forest City game was actually the early kickoff to get like that early team news. But it isn't, so it is what it is.
Everyone was talking about Haaland not going to play against Arsenal.
Yeah, and then he was back training. Yep. Leicester playing well, scoring a lot of goals. Thumped Spurs 4-1. Harvey Barnes doing well, Maddison doing well, but Iheanacho performing really well. This is going to be another case of ignoring Iheanacho because he's not doubling, just like how people ignored Mitoma.
Yeah, he just had better options than him, right?
Yeah. Fixtures are slightly tough. You have United in 24, Arsenal in 25, Southampton easy, Chelsea. But Chelsea in 27, and then probably a blank in 28, which is a problem. But
stay away from them.
Probably after 28 you might want to think about it, because then the fixtures do get interesting. They could have a double in 29, Bournemouth in 30, City obviously 31, tough game, but then they have Leeds in 33, 32, maybe blank, maybe don't blank.
There'll be double game week for them in the future.
Yeah, so after game week 28, Leicester are a team you probably want to look at, but for now probably kind of avoid. And then finally Spurs versus West Ham. Harry Kane, disappointing. I think I might look to get rid of him for Darwin Núñez in 25, most likely.
Keeping him for this 1 week and changing.
Yeah, probably, because this 1 week Liverpool have Newcastle. That's a much more tougher game, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Spurs just inconsistent.
Yeah,
you just don't know which team's going to turn up.
Yep. That's the issue with me right now. And then that was the same thing with VL asking Kulusevski or Mitrovic. Mitrovic playing Brighton away, tough one, but Spurs, Kulusevski also not I don't know, it's a tough one. I probably slightly lean towards Kulusevski because they're at home.
I agree.
But yeah, Spurs, like you said, don't know what Spurs are going to turn up.
Yep.
Cool. So that's the fixtures. This is basically same thing to bank credits, but a little bit more expanded. But I'm not going to really look into it too much because there's a lot going on right now. But one thing I will show, this I will have to edit given the latest chip strategy we kind of discussed, where there is a possible for people to do the wild bench boost. Was it bench boost? No, wildcard.
Free hit.
Oh no. So it was wildcard 27, free hit 28, and then bench boost in 34 or something. Or you could also do like what you said. You could bench boost in 27 because of the Brighton Brentford, and then free hit 28. Sorry, wildcard 29. Dead end your team in 28, and then bench boost elsewhere. Sorry, free hit elsewhere in 34 or something. Yeah.
I think I like the first one better.
The wildcard in 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can load up on the Brighton and Brentford, and then you can free hit, I believe.
But having said that, I mean, all those 4 teams, they're not top teams, right? I mean, no, but Brentford games.
The Brentford is Everton, Southampton, Brighton is Leeds, Crystal Palace. I don't think you want the Crystal Palace or Southampton players for the double.
So basically just 2 teams.
Yes, it's just the Brighton and Brentford. That's the only thing. I think it's something to consider for everyone. Depends on your team as well. And depends on how many players you already have. Some people already have Brighton and Brentford players. So they don't really need to wildcard in that week because they're already kind of loaded up on those players.
Sure.
There is
you
a
can
possibility.
use game week 26 and 27 to get two of those players in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could also, if you already have Brighton and Brentford like quite a bit, you can even free hit in 25 if you wanted to and carry those players over.
Yeah.
Because then you're not limited. You don't have to like worry about carrying Liverpool players over if you don't want them. If you're worried that they might blank in 28, that's another possibility as well.
It really depends on 29.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Get the fixtures,
that's
right?
the problem, and we're not going to get that at the moment. At least not until the FA Cup fixtures are done in 25.
Yep.
That's the only issue. So you won't get that until the last game of 25. That's the problem. So you have to kind of like slightly risk it going ahead. Okay. So teams, this is mine, 77. I think I'm okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Unfortunately, took off Shaw for to bring in Tarkowski. So it is what it is. Hindsight, bad move. It is what it is. What to do. And I benched Almiron as well. So slight red arrow. Thankfully saved because De Bruyne decided to turn up. I thought it was going to be disappointing, but anyways, he managed to turn up. Going to roll my transfer. So same team will most likely play. The only one I'm thinking of Bueno or Tarkowski. I don't know. I might just keep Tarkowski because Leeds and Everton at home. So might just keep it as it is. Roll the transfer and go into 25 with 2 free transfers and try and get some Liverpool players in that week. I still have Almiron, and I don't know what I'm going to do with Almiron because I don't know how to get rid of him, and like I haven't thought about it.
You're gonna have to keep him for this week, and get rid of him next week.
Probably, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'll play a 3-4-3 next week as well, so I'll have to see because then I can't play my 5th midfielder, and if I want to bring in Saka, it'll have to be for. Would you recommend bringing Saka for Odegaard or Ben White? Somewhere that move has to go. I don't know.
Ben White.
Okay, I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. I don't know. We'll have to see. A -8 might be in the play, but you never know. Depends on finances. So that's mine. Roy, good week. 80 points. Not too bad. Short 12 pointer, sadly. That's the only problem. Yes. But it is what it is. You can't, I mean, you never know. Things like this happen. Almiron though, 10 pointer, Martinelli there, Nketiah. What are you planning on doing? Rolling this week?
I'm getting rid of Almiron and sorry. I had something planned out. I might get rid of Martinelli to get Saka in, then get rid of Mahrez, get Salah in the next game week. I'm keeping this team. No transfer this week. 2 transfer next week to get Salah and Saka in.
You also have 5 players who will blank in 25.
Really?
Yeah, Almiron, Rashford, Mitoma, Shaw, and Trippier.
Good point. So Almiron has to go. And
then probably
one
defender.
of the defender.
Yeah.
But then I can't get Salah in then.
Yeah,
I got to think about it.
Yeah, you probably have to think about it and see. Yeah, okay. I'll leave that to you. Think about it and see how it goes. This is where I think some people might be in the situation where you are at, and they might be like, oh, Rashford's slightly more expensive than Almiron. Try and fund Salah. I don't know. It depends on your situation with how much money you have in the bank as well. Should have decent amount, I think. Even the team.
So I might have to not get Saka.
Yeah.
Just get Salah in.
Something to consider. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Having said that, let's move on to the panel team that is killing it. Literally killing it. Panel team, 89 points. It's out, moved from 32k to 20k. Zachariah said worst week, red arrow for Zachariah. Welcome to the club, Zachariah. Unfortunately, the panel team has seen no red. Panel team has been on green arrows since Game Week 16.
Wow.
Game Week 16, 500k. Game Week 20, 20k.
Wow.
So, this week, we still have Havertz. I think we should have kept Darwin and not got rid of Havertz. We should have got rid of Havertz. But it is what it is. The team for this week, we have to do a transfer because we have 2 free transfers.
Right. Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3 players, 4 players who will blank. So we probably need 5 players. So we need to get rid of maybe at least 2 defenders.
Yeah.
Shaw and Botman. So we can get rid of 1 this week.
Botman or Shaw? If we get rid of Botman, who do we get in? Liverpool. How many Arsenal? We got 3 Arsenal.
Yeah, Martinelli is a problem Liverpool as well.
Yeah, we'll probably get Liverpool defender in.
A Liverpool defender in? Ooh. Would there be a price issue in terms of getting Salah in? Oh, actually, we don't know. Depends on the situation for this. Botman is 4.4. Shaw is 5.3. So if we were to get a Liverpool defender in, let's say, for example, I guess Robertson. You have 1.6 left. How are we going to do? You could do... Oh. This is why getting Saka for Martinelli.
Expensive, right?
Yeah, getting Saka for Martinelli will be tough. I don't mind an Everton defender if you wanted.
Well, we're gonna have to get rid of De Bruyne.
Yeah, so De Bruyne for Salah in 25, and then you can upgrade Martinelli to Saka if you wanted to.
Yeah.
In 25 as well.
Yeah.
Right. Which will leave you with 1.3. Now, you could do this week.
Sure, yeah.
Shaw to...
How much? 66.4?
Yeah.
How much is Robertson?
6.8, I think.
Okay.
You could do Shaw to an Everton player. Let's say, for example, let's say we go for Patterson, for example. Where is Patterson? Sorry, not Patterson. Tarkowski, right?
Mm-hmm.
This week, which will leave you with 2.2. You could, in game week 25, take a -4 and get Darwin in as well. For Havertz.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. Idea. Which means you will bench Rashford, Trippier, and Botman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a possibility, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so then let me reset all of this. So Shaw for Tarkowski this week, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can keep... I guess we can do it, yeah. Yeah, right? Probably.
Yeah, we can do no wrong here. Everything we do would tend to go, so it's
for some reason tends to go good, yes. I don't know why, but it is. I wonder if you can do Botman, but then, because I'm wondering, if you do Botman, Martinelli, was it De Bruyne and Havertz, right? I'm just going to check this out. Because you had Liverpool, you wanted Salah and Darwin, and then you had Saka, Arsenal. 8.3. It still leaves you 0.5. You can do that as well. You can move Botman out if you wanted.
But what about Brighton players? Is that Brighton players blank, is it?
They blank, yes, in 25. We have Mitoma though. So we'll be benching Trippier, Mitoma, and Rashford kind of situation.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's do this.
So you'll be playing wait. 1, 2. Oh, wait. No, you can't do this. I just realized. It's not a logical formation. It's a 3 because we don't have 4 defenders to play then to play 4-3-3.
You can put 3 defenders, yeah.
Yeah, you can play 3 defenders, but you'll have only 3 midfielders playing and 3 strikers. So we're missing. Who are we missing? How many players? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 players blank.
You got 4 midfielders. Oh, 3.
No, 3 midfielders. Who is the 4th? 1, 2, 3. What? Oh no, we have 4 players blanking. Yeah. So we'll have to get rid of another defender. That means. A midfielder. Something to think about.
I mean, Shaw has to go.
Yeah, so let's probably get rid of Shaw this week for now, and then we'll have to assess it next week, I guess. Because we need to get rid of 2 defenders, Botman and Shaw both, to be able to play formation. Because at the moment we have only 2 playing defenders for this thing, for Gameweek 25. So Shaw will have to go. Okay, let me bring in Tarkowski. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see how it goes then.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll see. Make the transfer 1k to 5k for Zachariah. Look at Zachariah. 1k to 5k. That's not as bad as us. Alright. Do you start Tarkowski this week or do you start Bueno?
Yeah. The Wolf player.
The Wolves player?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Havertz or Martinelli?
Havertz, you have to.
Okay. Alright. And Captain Haaland? Vice Captain, I'll put it on Rashford.
Yeah, that looks mad. Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep it like this then.
That looks pretty good.
I don't know how this team is going to do. We will see. At the moment,
he's going to do really well.
Yeah, I don't know how this team continues to perform like this, but it is. So we will see how this team does. And Captain Haaland. All right, that's basically it. That's the panel team doing absolute madness. Anything else to add, Roy?
No. I think just wait until the European competitions, check injuries and stuff like that. Before we make any changes.
Yep. Fair enough. Cool. All right. So that is it, and we will see everyone for the deadline stream on Saturday. And thank you to Roy as well. And make sure to subscribe, like, and obviously share it with your friends as well. Shout out to Abdurrahman, VL, Easy Shark, and Zachariah who are in the chat as well. Having said all of that, thank you all. Have a good day, and we'll see you later.
Good night. Sounds good.